You like D&D, Audrey Hepburn, Fangoria, Harry Houdini, and croquet. You can't swim, you can't dance, and you don't know karate. Face it, you're never gonna make it.
I don't want to make it. I just wanna.
With its release in 2004, My Chemical Romance's concept album, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, was the band's first commercial success, laying the foundation for their rise to fame.
We're back. 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge is the new album by my next guest, who in February will be appearing nationwide on the Taste of Chaos tour. Please welcome My Chemical Romance.
Given that many of the 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge album tracks contribute to the complex narrative world building surrounding the main protagonist's psychological turmoil as he grapples with grief, guilt, and uncertainty with his sense of self, the audience is enabled to not only potentially connect to these universal feelings of distress and loss, but is additionally encouraged to speculate how each track fits in with the larger narrative or concept of the album. Through their narrative, the band utilizes the universality of human grief, betrayal, loss, and uncertainties about personal identity to challenge preconceived notions about masculinity and gendered boundaries within the alternative music scene. And through the commercial success of the album, in turn influence and contribute to the deconstruction of the dominant image of masculinity within the scene. So before diving into the album itself, we will begin by taking a look at the alternative music scene during the band's peak. While many acts rose to popularity in the post-hardcore music scene between 1990 and the early 2000s, particularly gaining fame amongst the youth and more specifically with those that associated with the emo subculture, such as Jimmy Eat World and Dashboard Confessional, My Chemical Romance earned its place in what was dubbed the emo trinity by fans on the social media platform Tumblr, and continues to hold an enormous cult following. With over 16.4 million monthly listeners on the music streaming platform Spotify, My Chemical Romance remains a band that was not only able to resonate lyrically with young people during its infancy, but continue that momentum and growth in fanbase today, which is indicated by their sold-out tour dates for their 2025 The Black Parade Tour. In 2004, the band released their second studio album, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. The album consists of 13 tracks and follows a narrative concept that surrounds 2 lovers who are killed in a gunfight and are separated by death. Together known as the Demolition Lovers, named after the band's track, Demolition Lovers, on their debut studio album, I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love, and individually known as the Demo Man and Demo Woman, the album is focused majorly from the point of view of our vampiric protagonist, the Demo Man, as he struggles with the loss of his lover, and is driven to such despair that he makes a deal with the devil under the promise that he will be reunited with his lover after he has killed 1,000 evil men. As the listener progresses through each track and follows the Demo Man's journey towards his ultimate goal of murdering 1,000 evil men, they are confronted with lyrics that imply heavy self-reflection and illustrate the steady collapse of the protagonist's psyche as he grapples with the guilt caused by the work he is doing, his grief and longing for his lover, and his eventual spiral into total insanity after he experiences betrayal at the hands of the devil, who declares the Demo Man himself as the final evil man that he must kill to fulfill his goal, and the protagonist is faced with the reality that he will never reunite with his lover. Within my paper, Influencing Subculture, How My Chemical Romance's 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge album used narrative world building to generate subcultural interest, I will be utilizing or employing both methods of cultural and historical analysis to explain the band's rise to fame, alongside the commercial success of the 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge album, to have ties to not only the narrative depth of the album's concept, but that it can additionally be attributed to the band's attempt to challenge the dominant image of masculinity within the scene. The current scholarly conversation surrounding the album majorly focuses on the band as a whole, such as in sociologist and author Lucy Rosemary Hill's book, Is Emo Metal? Gendered Boundaries and New Horizons in the Metal Community, which explores British magazine Kerrang's portrayal of emo music in relation to metal, and argues that emo is not only both metal, but challenged gendered boundaries that excluded women in both the metal community and in the media's portrayal of metal fans, alongside specifically citing My Chemical Romance as one of the focal bands trailblazing the rebellion against stereotypically masculine boundaries within the scene. However, one scholarly source that I found focuses on the album's narrative through their analysis of the first track of the album was Bonifacius Nathaniel Adi Negraha's article, Analysis of Metaphor in the Song Helena by My Chemical Romance, which focuses on identifying the figurative language and the meanings expressed in the lyrics of My Chemical Romance's song Helena. Due to the scarcity of scholarly conversation surrounding the 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge album and its narrative world building specifically, I believe my approach of tying the album's narrative world building to the band's attempt to push back against gendered norms within the alternative music scene, and ultimately the band's success through historical and cultural methods of analysis, to be particularly interesting.